Well, these girls have been up here drinking water. I have got water down there, but it's getting a bit shallow. We must take some more water down today. I'm locking them out of the. They're sleeping overnight in the chicken coop, but I'm locking them out during the day because Ida's going in and eating the food. So they haven't got access to their drinker. So they've only got access to the red bowl. So yeah. So tomorrow, this should all be cut. Ludo's coming in the morning, and he's going to do. It's Saturday today, so he's coming Sunday morning, and he'll cut. What have you got? What have you got? Is that for me or for them? So he'll do this in the front, because he can only be here for a couple of hours, I think. So we do the front as well, so that'll be really good. He sent me a message last night saying that he was preparing his strimmer, or débroussailleur, as it's called over here. And then on Tuesday, the man that came, who does the gardening for our neighbour Francois, is going to come with his tractor and do what he can out in the field. So I'm quite happy about that. It would be really good to have made a start, I think. And we've asked him to, if we can have a contract that he comes and cuts during the season. I mean, it might be this cut will be enough for this season now, but to have somebody coming in regularly and cutting, and we'll see what happens with Mark and his knees, and decide what to do. The problem is the lawnmower is broken. I say broken. It's a very old lawnmower. It's 16 years old, because we've been here 17 years in November, and we bought it probably in February, March the following year. So it's 16 years old, and he's done stuff to it. He's mended it, he's fixed it, he's had it on its side, he's, all of that he's done. It might be he thinks that there might be a belt that needs tightening, that may have been slipping, and maybe in the week he'll do that and have a look at it. I think we're both of us feeling much better. We've done quite a bit today, so he might do that. He might have a look, but really it's a case now of thinking: do we invest in a new lawnmower, or do we get someone else to do it? And I mean, that would be cheaper, wouldn't it? I think it would be cheaper to have someone do it through the season than spend out thousands on a lawnmower. I was just about to mention, Jazz. I was just about to talk about you. You're going to come and wind around the tripod, huh? She's good. She now has complete access to outside. So last night was the first night that we opened her exterior door to let her come and go, which would have been, yesterday was Friday night, so it would have been a week since we took her to the vet. So it feels longer, but she's doing fine. And it was difficult keeping her in. She was like howling and wanting to go out. When we're getting ready to go to bed at night, she waits for a door to be opened, and she wasn't impressed that she was left in. I'm feeling smug. I might not feel smug by Tuesday afternoon. I've done all I can for the tax appointment on Tuesday. I can't believe what I had already completed before I'd even got the furniture back here. I was so tired and stressed. And when I look at the figures that I put on the form, I don't know where my head was, but I'm really pleased I went through that again. It's all online, and you can keep going back and correcting it. So I've been doing that today. I've been preparing the bits and pieces I need to take with me to show the bits that we need to sort through. And you can go back in and correct. So you can submit your tax return, which I hadn't been able to submit it because there was something missing and I didn't understand what was missing. And so the cut-off date was think it was the 8th of June or the 9th of June. Maybe today's the 9th, can't remember. But I've missed the cut-off date by a couple of days. But because I'd got an appointment and because I'd had conversations before we left, I'm not worried about that. So I've managed to submit it. So once you've submitted your form, you can keep going back in and correcting it. And I think I've been into it 5 times and corrected it. Sometimes when I'm tired and I'm, trying to do it, I forget that I need to exchange the pounds for euros. So that was something that I'd forgotten to do, and then I'd used the wrong exchange rate. I'd got the exchange rate off online, but had written it down wrong and was using a completely wrong exchange rate, showing that the pensions that came in were far higher than they really were, and we had quite a large tax bill. And I was thinking, we haven't had that, and at the end of the day, we've been taxed on the pensions already, so we actually shouldn't be paying tax on them. And I sort of said to myself, I've done it and it's this, and I've done it and it's that. And I went to try and have a bit of a sleep because I was getting really tired. And I suddenly thought, hold on, we shouldn't be paying tax. It's already paid. So I think I've probably worked it out, and that I was putting it in the wrong. There's a annex page 2047. We all know the annex page 2047. I say we all know it. I'm not sure I always use it. And I can see why. When I went to use it and tried to work out where I needed to put the amounts, it wasn't particularly clear. I'm hopeful that I've got that correct. So the only thing really that needs adding is his inheritance, which I wasn't able to work out where to put that or how to show it. Again, that's been taxed before it's come here, so it shouldn't. You don't get taxed on it, but you need to show it. It's like you must declare all of your income from whatever source. So yeah, it's ready. The dossier is ready. I've made so many corrections on my crib sheet that I'm going to rewrite that for the 3rd time, because it's got lots of Tipp-Ex on it, and I'm thinking, no, I don't want to look like I've been that mad. I don't know whether it shows that end how many times you've gone in and corrected it. I'm hopeful that it doesn't show it. No, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, but it does sometimes. So I'm really pleased about that. So I'm uploading vlogs, the Canada vlogs, and that's getting easier now I'm home and I can see what I'm doing. It was really quite difficult on the phone. So I can see what I can doing and fiddle around and make sure I'm using a decent thumbnail, because on the phone I was restricted because I'm not heavily into using the phone in that way. I probably wasn't restricted if I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. So hopefully the thumbnails will improve for Canada. Something else I was going to say. Yeah, so we're feeling. I slept last night. I went to bed at 10, just after 10. Well, it took me till past by the time sorting everything out. But I just said to Mark, that's it, I give in. I'm just going to go to bed, because the night before we'd gone to bed and we'd hung on till 11, went to bed at 11, read for 20 minutes, laid down to go to sleep. 1:30 was still awake, and I think I got up and came back at 2:30 and carried on being awake. I don't think I got to sleep till 4 o'clock, and that was just, it was horrible, because I thought I'd done well, that we'd done well by getting through the day until 11, which is sort of a normal time for us. So pretty pissed off about that, very little sleep. But last night I had a really good sleep, and I had 2 point something hours of REM sleep, which is really good. So that was amazing. Really pleased about that. So I think we're probably back on track now, at last, it being day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it being but day 10, we ought to be back on track. Day 9 yesterday would have been. I've cancelled again, or postponed again, my hair appointment, because I think I'm growing into my hair now, because it was so short. So I've postponed that because I quite like it now, and if I go and get it cut, I'll end up not liking it and having to grow it again. So I've postponed that for now. We're meant to have storms. They keep saying we're going to have storms, and then it keeps moving them further away. The next time is, it's 5 to 7 now. The next time we're due storms is 9 o'clock, but that won't happen. It never does. Every time you look, it's gone. And that's it really. I'll plug this in somewhere between um, Canadian vlogs. I'm just going to pause you because I'm sure there was something I was going to say. I'm going to play this a bit because I can hear the golden oriole. Keep looking at that. The remains of, I think, looks like a totem pole. The remains of a Christmas tree that was planted, I've said before, years and years and years and years ago, obviously. I don't know how many years. The only reason I think it was a Christmas tree because one year I found a very old Christmas decoration out here on the garden, which had obviously blown off the tree that had been left on the tree all those years ago. It was sort of quite an ancient Christmas decoration, tree decoration. But we keep looking at this, and I don't know whether you can see from this angle, but it looks like it's leaning. And it looks like it's leaning towards the lean-to over there that you might be able to see. But our roof is there as well. And we're pretty sure it's leaning. I'm pretty sure it wasn't leaning some months ago. So I don't know. Like, time will tell. It's full of holes from woodpeckers. I've messaged the forestier about the logs lying around in the garden and asking when they can be moved. I know we talked about the end of the summer, but they're really not this lot especially, but the big tree that came down, the big chestnut tree. It's sort of going to get in the way when somebody comes to try and mow the grass out there. It's sort of laying and stretched across and blocking the way. So I'm hopeful that he'll come sooner than the end of the summer. Although it's a bit late now, and if the guy comes and cuts what he can, that's going to be it, really, isn't it? Probably. It's unlike. I don't think it's going to grow. He didn't seem to think it was going to grow much now. It's already done its growing. Depends on how much rain we have. We have been getting little bits of rain. We've been getting little bits of rain, but nothing to shout home about. It would be quite good to have a bit of a downpour. The apple tree over there is still looking dry despite the rain. It's still, the leaves are curled up, suggesting it's a bit thirsty. So we'll see. Anyway, that is all. I'm going to go back in now and see what I can have for dessert. We've had our supper. We'll see what there is. It's probably just fruit and cream or something. But oh well. Have a nice day, whatever day it is in your land.